We're going to return to our top story tonight, that mass shooting that happened in New York City yesterday evening. 4 people murdered by a man who drove from Las Vegas all the way to Manhattan. Today, Governor Kathy Hochul renewing her calls for a federal assault weapons ban.
How much more slaughter do we have to endure because of these assault weapons? We had this happen in my hometown of Buffalo in 2022. You remember 10 people shopping at a Tops grocery store in a black part of our city. This individual targeted them, a white supremacist, because of the color of their skin. They were slaughtered, gunned down with the same kind of weapon. We sprung into action. We made sure that our laws were tougher and tighter, and we're doing much more to keep people safe in the state of New York. But I don't want to be having my residents affected by someone coming from another state who could easily get their hands on this assault weapon, travel across multiple states, and do what they did just yesterday. So I want to be able to protect New Yorkers. It's my #1 priority. And it's hard to do it when other states aren't stepping up, and certainly Congress has let us down.
I want to talk about this investigation now with Holly Hubert. She spent 25 years with the FBI, retiring as an assistant special agent in charge, and she joins us live here tonight. Holly, this is obviously heartbreaking. As I mentioned earlier, the deadliest mass shooting in this state since what happened in Buffalo a few years ago. A lot of focus is on the weapon that this man used because he apparently has a documented history of mental illness. Are you wondering, as the rest of us are, how he was able to legally get a weapon in the state of Nevada?
Absolutely. There are so many facts that yet remain to come forward, to include, obviously, where the weapon came from. Did he acquire it himself? Did he buy it in a store? Did he already have it? Did someone give it to him? If so, who? And what are the circumstances of that? There are so many questions.
You, as I mentioned, spent a long time with the FBI. When you're talking about an investigation that spans from the state of New York to the state of Nevada, involving New York City and Las Vegas, is that a situation in which the FBI really can help coordinate the two investigations as they're on parallel paths?
Absolutely. In this specific instance, this individual drove a vehicle from Nevada to New York City, so that's an interstate transportation of a weapon and with the intent to commit an act, you know, a felony act, so that's a federal investigation. So I am sure immediately that I know for a fact that FBI reached out in New York City to help. Obviously, last night, the first order of business is the public safety. So there's a massive law enforcement response by NYPD to clear the building, make sure there's not another shooter out there, and to do the rapid response immediately. And then the FBI, in fact, joins later to help with the investigation, of course.
You, in your long law enforcement career, did you ever see anything like this? I mean, I was listening to one analyst last night who just said this is sort of something you would only see in a movie. I mean, this man walked inside this building and just indiscriminately sprayed the whole lobby. It really was just about as bad as it gets.
It is definitely as bad as it gets. And yes, I mean, unfortunately, we've seen mass shootings before. It happens all over the world. It happens. The steely eeriness with which he got out of the car and just brazenly walked across, brandishing that long gun, just walked across that the sidewalk to get into that building. It's sick, and all of the details will unfold as long as, first thing they have to do is get all of the video camera evidence and literally trace his steps, trace his drive, so to speak. What gas stations did he stop? What did he do? Who was he talking to on the phone? Searches of his home, searches of the car. There's so much information that needs to be tied up.
And the belief now is that this is somehow tied to the NFL, that he had claimed he had CTE. He left a note on his person. What are the other questions that you have, though, in terms of what led up to this?
Yeah, it's interesting. That's a mental health issue. So I would want to know, is this a lone act? Was he with someone? What are the circumstances that triggered him to do that? We've talked about the computer evidence in the past, and people radicalize on the computer. So obviously they need to find what laptops, what computers he has in his house. The information that will be gleaned from the search warrant in his residence, I would think there will be a lot of information that will help, because we can't decide motivation at this point. Nobody knows what his inner conflict is.
Yeah.
So, the first thing is to establish what drove him to do this.
Yeah, so many unanswered questions, and hopefully we'll get some of those answers soon. Holly Hubert, it's been a career with the FBI. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Take care. Good to see you.